What if I tell you dopamine detox in literal sense can give you Parkinson's disease? Strange. Dopamine detox in literal sense isn't just strong, it is a misunderstanding how your brain keeps you alive. There has been a trend on internet on brain rot, reels or short addiction, unable to get your life together. And one of the solution influencer give is dopamine detox. But here is a catch. Dopamine is a naturally producing neurotransmitter important for motivation to even drink water when you are thirsty or get food or get out of the bed in the morning. One of the degenerative diseases, Parkinson, occurs due to degeneration in dopaminergic neurons of substantia nigra of midbrain and hence lowers the dopamine content, which leads to symptoms of Parkinson's like resting tremor, rigidity, loss of postural reflex, poor motor coordination in general. So basically, wishing to get rid of dopamine is asking for Parkinson's disease. If someone is already burnt out or in depression like state, removing all the stimulation can sometimes worsen the motivation instead of fixing it. So dopamine detox is it a myth? This answer is not simple. It is most not possible to get rid of something that your brain produces in your body naturally and is required for basic function. So the target is to keep your dopamine level near the baseline most of the time of the day or have a gradual increase instead of instant burst. There has been a study done by Skulls and his colleagues on monkeys, and in that experiment, Skulls taught monkeys to anticipate juice following an oral cue at a certain period of time. Now, starting in the starting, monkeys had no idea about the cue will follow by the juice, so the dopamine surge noted after getting the reward. Once monkeys learned that the cue means they will get a juice, dopamine surge occurred before the reward when the cue timing was present. So the cue was if the cue was not followed by reward, there had been noted dopamine crash. Now there are two levels of dopamine. The first is tonic or baseline firing rate and the other is phasic rate. Levels above baseline suggest the burst of dopamine levels means presence of reward or reward related stimulus. For us those cues are notification pop-up, new date on dating app or video game victory or levels or smell of good food and so on. All those things will cause burst in dopamine and before you are consuming them. So basically you are getting the spike of dopamine while not doing it, but while reaching for your phone, while getting the notification pop-up, while searching for porn video or prediction of where you will get the dopamine level, higher dopamine level. Now that is one thing, but if you see influencer you will see thumbnails like your brain is fried or how to get over your brain rot. I mean technically cocaine down regulates your dopamine neurons and receptors, but smartphone doesn't work that way. There is something called slot machine effect or in technical terms variable ratio schedule of reinforcement. Now imagine there is a lever and every time you pull you get a candy. So the reward is predictable, but what your apps do is creating unpredictability. If lever will give you candy at second, 7th or 36th pull, you won't be able to predict at what pull you will get a reward and you will keep on playing with it. So maybe in next pull you will get a candy. So algorithms of reels or short or one more trial of game or online shopping apps or even gambling works on this same principle. You have a cue that from this app you will get a phasic level of dopamine and now you don't know exactly at what reel you will laugh or find something interesting or find a good deal on app. So this is how your brain stays in constant alert phase and you keep on reaching for your phone even when there is no notification or cue. Another thing that the activities like reading, workout, household chores are not instant reward activities. So after getting those dopamine bursts, getting yourself to finish your workout session or homework is a big task. We can take an easy example. If you eat 2 scoops of ice cream and after that you have some fruit, you will notice the fruit won't taste as sweet as it would have if you had not ate those 2 scoops of ice cream before it. So has the fruit lost its sweetness? No. What happens is your receptors are overstimulated and they internalize themselves by temporarily turning themselves inwards the cells. Same happens when higher dopamine levels are present for prolonged period of time. The desensitizes the receptors after a point and small reward doesn't feel like reward anymore. So what you can do is recalibrate your dopamine level. Here are certain things you can do If you are struggling with social media addiction or in general any digital addiction, delete the apps like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or start watching long form of videos on TV or laptop. Use your laptop for desktop browser version for scrolling, so the urge to scroll will be still there, but the liver is taking longer to cool and the prefrontal cortex gets higher time to think through the decision. Another thing you can do is to do productive work for the most of the time of the day, and at the end of the day allow yourself one scoop of ice cream, or we can say 1 hour of scroll as a reward for completing most of your tasks. Stop trying to detox your brain, but instead start auditing your environment. Your brain is not actually broken, it is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. It is the environment that needs to change. This is NeuroAxis. If you want raw medical truth behind how your mind actually operates, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.